If you've got a remote control that has this black bit inside on the display here, you don't need to replace it. It's very easy to fix, and I'll show you how. So to start with, what we're going to do is remove these 3 screws. Now this could be the same for different types of remotes, may have different screws, different ways of opening the back up here. So I've removed these screws now, so I'm just going to take those out, keep them on the side. Don't lose those. And then I'm going to use my fingers just to open the sides of this thing here on the side there. So just put my fingernails around the edges of this bit here and to crack open the casing there. I've taken this cover off just by sliding that off, and that pops off there. And then around the sides there you can see just in the edge there's a little clip, plastic clip there that just covers the edge there. So just by putting my fingernails in, you could use a small flat end screwdriver just to prise the side out slightly, and then the case will pop open. Just be careful you don't do it, just gently prise around the edges, and the same on this side here, and then this back end will pop off. I'll show you that in a second. So as you can see, just prising the sides off there, and then the same on there, so working my way up from the battery area up to the top there, you just prise that off and then the case will pop open. Okay, so that's now popped open. You can see the clips on the side there and just up there which hold this on, clips on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take off these 3 screws here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and that's going to take the circuit board off, and we're going to gently remove these. The battery things here are connected, so you can see the battery bits connected here. Those will just gently squeeze those out with the battery area there. This side doesn't have anything, but just this side here. So as you gently take the circuit board off, these battery bits will come off as well. Take these screws out. They could be the same size. They look the same size as the other ones there, but I'll try and keep those separate. Okay, and then this circuit board we can just prise off. So if I pop that off in a second. Okay, so I can remove those gently, and then this circuit board, pop it off out the back here. Okay, and there you'll see the circuit there. Now this bit here actually kind of sticks onto the circuit board, so you don't need to be too careful with that. But also at the same time that I'm doing that, you can see some of the contacts there, so I'm going to clean that with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip just to clean that, because that just makes the contacts work a bit better, because they sometimes get a bit of sweat and things getting in there from people's fingers and grease, and then the circuit doesn't connect so well. So this thing here will literally, it's on sort of rubber thing like that, and you can see there that you just prise that off gently. I'll show you that in a second. So there you go, that pops off, that just sticks on there, and when you put it back again, I'll show you, just pop that back in the window there. Now there you can see there's your black display. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to use my fingers and nails to gently peel off this back layer here, which is it's a sort of sticky foil. And what we're going to do is replace it with just a plain white piece of paper. So I take an A4 paper, cut it into that square, and it will just pop back on there, and then you'll see what that looks like. Okay. I'm just using my fingernails to gently prise that off until I've got enough of that off there, and then I'll just gently peel that off. There's got a bit of sticky glue underneath there. That will just peel off without too much hassle. There we go, and that's taken off there. And you can see the sort of little thing there. It looks white there, but when it's on the back of this thing, it looks black. So there's your display. Now you can, I have in the past when I've done these, I've used a sort of a liquid to try and take the sticky stuff off, but that's quite laborious, and actually it's not necessary. So if there's any little bits there that you can clear off, but now I'll show you. We're just going to put a piece of white paper over that, and it works absolutely perfectly. Okay, so I've just taken a sheet of A4 paper here, cut out a square on that, and then I'm just going to put it with the right corners there, and we're just going to stick it on there, so I'll show you that in a second. So now I've just placed that there, so you can see now white paper's on the back there, the black circle's gone, and then I'm just going to use a pair of scissors I've got a small pair of scissors here, which I'm just going to just gently cut around the edge of that so that it fits perfectly on there. You can see there, I cut that bit there, and I'm going to cut the other side now. So there we go, that's cut out now. There's the piece of white paper on the back there. So now I'm just going to place that back in the remote control there, so that fits back in the window there. And now I'm just going to clean this circuit board here a little bit with a Q-tip and a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Okay, so what I've got here, I just found, I think it looks like glasses cleaner, spray cleaner, same thing with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then just clean those up like that. So just clean that, gets all the grease off, and then also on the back of these as well. You'll see you get a little bit of residue coming off those. So I'm just going to do that and show you those. Just put those pop. Same thing I do with TV remotes, sometimes when the buttons don't work. Also with the remotes, I'll show you a remote for the fans. We have fans over here, and sometimes some of the buttons don't work so well, specifically the off button. So I've had to take those off as well, so I'll show you how to do that as well in a separate video. Okay, so that's now been done, so clean that off. You can see there's a little bit of residue on here, a little bit of residue on the Q-tip. You don't want to be too aggressive because obviously the contacts rely on some sort of conductivity, so you need to be a little bit careful about that. So I'm just going to pop this back, and also just make sure that the battery connections go in correctly as well. So let's just make sure those align in there. So those have gone in properly there. And then we're just going to pop these screws back in. So I'll just show you that. We've got those screws back there. We need to make sure these are well seated. So the alignment of the display and the circuit board is automatic, because the things, the potholes and everything fit very well. So you don't have to worry about that. And it connects back. I've never actually cleaned the other one there, so that's fine. So now we're back here. That's what your front looks like now, so it's totally clear. And if I just click the casing back on, just going to check, so I just put the batteries in there just to see what that looks like. And yeah, there you go, so you can see there. So we go to the mode button, and you can see, you can read the display well now. It's not as clear as with when the silver foil's on there, but it's perfectly adequate, and it's not going to go brown again or get a brown out from before. So now we're just going to click the back plate on and put the other screws in. Just going to put that back on there, and that just with a little bit of pressure just clicks back into place. And then we're just going to put these screws back in here. 1, 2, and 3. We'll screw those down, and then we are done. So there we go, remote control fixed in under about, well, the video took a little bit longer, but on the in practice it's about 10 minutes or so. Okay, if you like this video, you can like and subscribe. I'm working with property here in Wahin, so as you're going around various properties, you get to see some defects and things, and so I like to be able to fix things and show people how to fix stuff as well. So I'll give you some more tips and ideas on various other things that I see around the houses as I go around, and maybe you find them useful.